Dr. Chad, and this is your full body stretch routine. So most of us are sitting on a computer, our postures are horrible, we're on cell phones all the time. So this is to help correct your posture, decrease pain, regain that flexibility, regain that range of motion that everybody keeps asking me, how do you do it, Dr. Chad? How do you do it? Well, this is how you get started. So first of all, I always like to start off with some breathing. We're going to oxygenate the body, oxygenate those cells, oxygenate those muscles, and get things moving. And then we can get into a little bit more of a warm-up and some stretches and then a cool down. So clear out some space, grab some sweatpants, and join me for the next 20 minutes. Okay, here we go. So first, I always like to start off with breathing. So what you do is you're just going to breathe in for 5 seconds, and then you're going to breathe out for 5 seconds. Ready? So breathe in, breathe out. Just slow your pace. Breathe in for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What you can do too is put your hand on your belly, because you want to, when you breathe in, you want your belly to come out. So right, 5 seconds, okay? Next thing you want to do is you want to stimulate that nervous system. You want to wake it up. So what you're going to start doing is kind of pat the top of your head. I want to have you kind of sway back and forth a little bit on each foot. Hit that forehead a little bit. You're just stimulating the nervous system, okay? Get those cheeks. Get them nice and awake. Hit the neck, side of that neck. Get those shoulders. Go down those arms. We're just stimulating the nervous system. We're getting woken up, right? We're going to get that lymphatic system moving a little bit so you can get some garbage out of your system. Get those arms. A little King Kong here. Open up those chest muscles. Open up those lungs. Get those sides too. Get that back. Right? Lower back. This is what you need right here. This is what's always tightening up on everybody. And spasm. Get those hips. Thighs. Hamstrings. Don't forget those glutes. Gotta get those glutes. Those things get tight real bad. Keep going down. Get those shins. Side of shins. Calves. All right, get everything awake. Very good. Now let's just do a couple of rotations. The best nutrient for your brain is actually movement, okay? So it's not some special vitamin, it's not some special food, not some protein or any other food out there. It's actually movement. That's the best stimulant and the best nutrient for your brain. If you ever notice, the more movement you do, the more energy you have. The more you sit on the couch, sitting around all day, the less energy you have, right? Gotta get that whole nervous system stimulated. All right, now we're all woken up a little bit. I'm gonna have you take, this is a shoulder stretch. We're gonna stretch all the way across, okay? Grab it with your other forearm. We're just gonna stretch and hold, okay? 5 seconds is typically a good stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of shake it out a little bit, get the blood flowing back through there again. Go ahead and do it again, same side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, shake it out. I'll go a little quick just for demonstration purposes. You can definitely do longer stretches than 5 seconds, which I would definitely highly recommend. So, let's do the left up and across. Hold that there. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax that too. Shake it off. Cross. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to feel that all from the back, triceps, deltoid right there. All of us have these really tight shoulders and pec muscles that draw our shoulders forward. So all these stretches are going to help open things up, flatten out the back, get your head back over the shoulders, okay? So we're no longer in this position and getting shorter and shorter and shorter, okay? So that's a good shoulder stretch there. Next thing you want to do is get your elbow up and over your head. I'm going to have you grab onto that elbow and just pull. So we're going to stretch for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it off. Go up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can do these stretches longer, but for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to move through all these. Other arm, up and over, stretch. Again, you're going to feel this more in the triceps and maybe a little bit in the ribs, depending on how hard you can pull or how tight you are. Shake that off. Again, all the way up. Make sure you're breathing through your stretches too. There you go. Okay. Next one, this is a baseball throw. This is actually for the pec minor and major muscle. So when you do this external rotation, you get deep under that pec major and into that minor, which is also something that draws the shoulders forward. So what you're going to do is you're going to pretend like you're going to be throwing a baseball, and right before you throw, you externally rotate your arm. This is where I want you to get your arm to, and I want you to use a wall or a door frame and get your elbow right on there. And then we're going to rotate your body away from that wall, away from that door frame. And you're going to feel it stretch deep under that pec. So hold that for 5. There we go. This one's good. This one everybody needs. Again, externally rotate, get on that door frame, turn your chest away so you're getting that pec minor muscle. There we go. All right, for demonstration purpose, I'll just turn my back to you. Again, externally rotate, right? And rotate your chest away. You're going to feel that stretch deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shake it off. Shake it off. Again, external rotate, rotate away, hold that. Nice. It's going to feel real good. Next thing to do, we're going to do some swan dives. So as a sailor, I love to hop on a boat and try to get as high as I can and then dive into the water. For a sailor dive, what we want to do is basically want to be an airplane as long as we can, and at the last second, you bring your hands together. So same thing, but we're on the ground. We're going to bring those arms all the way out, right? We're going to slowly rotate down, one vertebra at a time, and then we're going to bring those fingertips right to the water, try to get to the floor as much as you can, and splash. Whatever stretch you can do. If this is as far as you can get, right, we're just going to work on getting a little bit further, okay? Since I've been a hockey goalie my whole life, I've had to keep flexible forever. And I remember in college, I had to make sure my palms were on the ground too. So I'm typically pretty good at still doing this. Woo! Yes. And I'm almost 42, so I can still do it. So that feels good. Again, swan dive, all the way forward. Swan dive into the water. And then hold it right there for 5-10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't have to get your hands on the floor. You don't even have to touch the floor. You don't have to touch your toes. Again, if this is as far as you can go and you're feeling the stretch, this is what we're working on. We're just going to try to get an inch lower over time. But if you gotta start somewhere, right? So when you come back up though, don't hurry up and come back up. Just do the reverse swan dive, right? Just come back up one vertebra at a time, right? That's just going to help keep pumping cerebral spinal fluid up and around your nervous system. Your tailbone, when you get that moving, it's pumping that fluid around your spinal cord, up and around your brain for that nutrients, for that nutrition that your brain desperately needs. Okay, so next one, we're going to do some neck stretches. So what you're going to do is you're going to tip your head to the side and you're just going to pull a little bit more. Okay, just open up that shoulder. If you're sitting down, you can also grab onto your chair and stretch it just a little bit more. Okay, again, 5-10 seconds, that's all you need. Rotate that out. Again, do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Be careful with the neck, because remember, we're working that curve into that neck as much as possible. So go to the other side, pull a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that shoulder down as much as you can to get that good stretch. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. This time I'm going to have you turn. So turn that head as far as you can go. And I'm just going to give it a little extra push. Right, and hold that for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So because we've lost so much range of motion, sometimes people can only go 45 degrees and then they're turning their whole body so they can look out the back of the driveway or check their blind spot. This is not safe. So we got to keep our motion in our spine. So again, turn your head and then push just a little bit. Okay? Turn your head, push just a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Good. Now let's go to the other side. Turn to your right and then a little push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we have range of motion, our muscles are contracting well, and our lymph nodes, lymphatic system is within those muscles. And when the muscles contract, it pumps, it pushes on that lymphatic system and helps get rid of garbage in our system. So we got to keep motion in our spine. Again, turn to your right, little push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Last one for an extension for the neck. You can use a towel or you can use your hands. So what we want to do is we want to work that curve in that neck, okay? So we spend way too much time like this and like this, right? So we want to do the opposite. So we got to pull that curve in as much as we can. So you can do this throughout the day at your desk, but you're just going to pull that curve and just pull it forward. Hold that for 5-10 seconds or so. Good. Relax. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we don't consistently do this, our necks get straight or even reversed. And that's like taking a gardening hose and just kinking it or stepping on it, right? There's no water is going to come out when your neck's the opposite way. A lot of stress on the nervous system. Okay? So, next one is reverse shoulder rolls. So because our pecs are so tight and our shoulders are rolled so forward and our heads are going so much far forward, we're going to do the opposite, right? We want to open up the spine. We want to reset the shoulder blades, okay? So we're reverse shoulder rolls. Okay, so This isn't more of like a hold, this is just more of a repetition. So again, you can do this throughout the day. Roll your shoulders forward, up to your ears and back. You're resetting your shoulder blades. So I can show you from here. So reset your shoulder blades, okay? Forward, up to your ears and back. Okay? Forward, up and back. Shoulder rolls. Okay? So open up the chest muscles, bring the scapulas back together, strengthen the muscles that attach from your shoulder blades to your spine, and you strengthen that up, right? The rhomboid muscles. Okay? All right, so next, all you need to do is grab some type of stick. Of course, I'm going to grab a hockey stick. You can grab a broom if you want, or whatever you got. So here, we're just going to stretch up and above, okay? And pull it back just a little bit, okay? You're going to really feel that stretch your pec muscles. You're going to hold that for 5. If you don't have a stick, you can still just do this with your arms. You're just not going to get as effective of a stretch as you can. So relax that again. So here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. You can also put that stick behind, and we're just going to do some torso rotations. Okay. Palms forward. Rotate that as much as you can. And this is more of a repetition than a hold. Whoop, hit the wall. Okay, those are good ones. Next step, you can get this more on your shoulders, and you're gonna rotate towards your toes. Okay, rotate and try to go to that opposite toe. You're gonna stretch the pecs, the biceps, right, the lower back, along the spine. Flip the other side. Just keep it right along your shoulders. You can come back up kind of like a swan dive again, but you're really just rotating this time. Right to the other foot. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love that one. Next one is more reverse. So again, palms forward, behind your back. What you're going to do is you're going to lift up or lift backwards. Okay? You're going to feel it right in the middle of your back. This is going to keep you from that rotation, that humpback, that Quasimodo look. So what we're going to do is lift that back. This is going to help strengthen those muscles to help flatten out that mid-back as much as you can. So again, hold for 5 or 10. Nice. I like it. I like it. All right. Next, praying mantis. So you're going to put your hands together and your elbows together. And what you're going to do is you're going to lift up as high as you can without letting the elbows separate. Again, this is going to help flatten out that mid-back of yours. So you get rid of that Quasimodo hunchback, right? I don't want to look like my mother or my father. They were so hunched over, right? I hear that all the time. So work on flattening out that back. Hands together, elbows together, okay? This. And we're going to lift up and hold. This one really should be closer to 20 or 30 seconds rather than just like a short one. So any of these stretches, like I said, you can hold longer if you can. As soon as the as soon as the elbows separate, you've lost the stretch. Okay, then you can just stop. Okay. Again, shake it off. Shoulder rolls if you need to. Get some blood flowing again. Hands together, elbows together. Lift up as high as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, go as long as you can. Try not to lean too far back or lean too far forward. Try to stay neutral when you're doing these things. Next one, if you can pretend you're getting arrested, right? Never happened to anybody, right? Put those hands together, okay? Handcuffs. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna rotate those hands, the palms down to the ground, okay? Down to the ground, and you're gonna feel that stretch again. This is gonna be good for the chest, the pec muscles again, and flattening out that mid-back of yours. These are all great stretches you can do throughout the day. Set a little timer, set a little watch, a little reminder, whatever you got to do. Sitting at your desk, give yourself a little reminder, hey, let's do some stretches. Let's do these stretches. Three, 2, 1. Okay, I like it. Shake it off. Shake it off a bit. Next one, we're going to get into more seated positions. So this is going to be for the lower back. So again, we're working on stretching out the hamstring, stretching out this calf, stretching out that lower back as much as you can. The goal is just to go forward and try to touch those toes. Okay? Again, if this is as far as you can go, which I've seen plenty of people, this is as far as they can go. The goal is just to work a little bit further. Okay? Just the consistency will happen over time. Okay? So work the stretch as far forward as you can. You should feel the pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Stretch it out, shake it off. Ready? And forward. Nice. Okay. So, and you're welcome to do these more than twice. This is, again, just for demonstration purposes to get through it and show you everything. So far, we're about 22 minutes. I said 20 minutes for the whole thing, so it might be a little bit longer than that. But next one you want to do is you want to cross your foot over. Okay, the other one, you're going to get that elbow on the opposite side. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg. We're going to get on that elbow and you're going to rotate away. Okay, I'll show you how this works. So let's just say right leg over left. Take your left arm, put that on your right leg. You're going to rotate to your right. You're going to feel this in your lower back, right around your ribs. Just give it a good stretch. All right, I'll just show you from different angles. Rotate away. For some people who just can't do this type of rotation, I've seen people just kind of grab the leg, and that seems to be enough of a stretch for people. So again, just do what you can. Do what you can. All right, next thing you want to do, the other leg, so left over right, right arm on that left side of your left leg, and rotate to the left. And I'll show you from a couple different angles. I like it. Next thing you want to do is get on your back all the way. Okay. First step, let's just get both knees to your chest. You're going to feel that in your lower back and in your hips too. This is a great one. You can also rotate both your legs to the opposite side. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground and rotate away. You might hear some pops in your SI joints or your lower back. Not a bad thing, just getting a little looser. And other side. All right, you can also just do one leg. So if you just brought your one leg up to your chest, you can help stretch that as much as you can. And then again, rotate that to the opposite side. You can usually get a little further of a stretch. Try to get that arm flat on the ground too. I like it. All right, other leg. Pull that to your chest. And then rotate it away. Keep that arm, opposite arm, flat. And breathe through this. So breathe out when you're doing the stretch. All right, I like it. Next one, we're gonna do some wall hip warmers. So again, we're warming up those hips and getting some loose. A lot of people's back pains are coming just from their tight hips. So I've shown you guys a lot of these, but basically if you get your hands on the wall, what you're gonna do is you're gonna swing one leg far back as you can while it's straight, okay? And you're gonna bend it and get it as close to the opposite elbow as you can, okay? And then swing all the way back. And then swing to that close elbow as much as you can, right? And then swing all the way back. You're gonna open up your hip and rotate it around. It's kind of like peeing on a fire hydrant, right? So up and around. So those three motions, opposite elbow, close elbow, fire hydrant, right? So do that multiple times. You're just gonna feel your hip just loosen up and open up. And you're gonna really love it. So go the other leg, opposite. So all the way high, opposite elbow, all the way back, close elbow, all the way back, fire hydrant, up and around, right? And do that multiple times. Don't have to go fast. The goal is just to loosen up those hip muscles and open them up, right? Love it. Okay. To continue with some hip stuff and some hip flexors, I'm going to have you take a knee, okay? So this is a basic lunge, but we're going to add in glute engagement. So what you want to do is you want to lean forward, okay? Lean with your hip, but you're contracting your glute. Most people just think a lunge is like this, where you're just getting the quads. I want to engage that glute and hit more of the hip flexor, because those get really tight on people and it rotates your pelvis and twists it. Okay? So you're going to feel it right there, right in the front. I'll do a couple different angles. I'll lead with your hip, okay? Right in that hip flexor. All right, drop the other knee. All right, same thing. You're going to lead with that hip, engage that glute, and just hold 5-10 seconds. And you can do that on repeat. Nice. Okay. This is a bonus and more advanced stretch. This is something that we do in hockey because we really use our hips a lot and we can't allow them to get too tight. So, because it will lead to injury. So what you're going to do is similar to the lunge where you're going forward, except you're going to basically bring the outside of your leg back to the ground. So the knee is going to try to get to the ground as much as possible. And you're going to really feel that in the hip. So again, I'll do it from this way. So you're getting the outside of your leg on the ground, and then you're trying to get that back leg stretched away. Again, this is a bonus and an advanced stretch, so if you can't do most of the things that I just did, hold off and not do this one. This is an advanced stretch only if you've been stretching or an athlete your whole life. So really stretch it out. Do it from this way. Rotate that knee down. You're gonna really feel it in that hip. So you're driving that way with your leg and almost trying to sit on the ground so you can feel that. If you go low, sometimes you can feel it even more. All right. So that's just an advanced one. So that's just one leg. Next, if you have a foam roller, these stretches are great. Foam rollers look like this, just dense foam, about 6 inches in diameter. Sometimes you can get these longer, but this is a basic one that you can use. So let's start with the hamstring. So that's the back of the leg. So all you're going to do is use this more like a rolling pin, and you're just going to put pressure right in that hamstring. You're just going to roll it back and forth, okay? If you've had any injuries or it's tight, you're really going to feel this. Some of the stretches you have to kind of bite your lip and just push through it. Breathe through it as much as you can. And you're going to do both legs so you keep everything even. All right. You can also rotate onto your IT band, which is the opposite or the outside of your leg. This is usually a good stabilizer when you rotate your leg to the front. And again, you're just going to rotate back and forth, roll right on that IT band. This one you definitely going to have to grit through a little bit. Might not feel good now, but it's going to feel good later. Nice. Flip the other side. Straighten out that bottom leg. Get that right on the side of your leg. You're just going to roll right on it. Okay, for the glute, right, basically you can sit on it. You're going to make a figure 4 stretch, put your foot on that knee, okay? And whatever leg is bent, you're going to kind of lean onto that glute or onto that piriformis, and you can find that spot where you just gotta dig. Our piriformis get really tight, right? Typically when you contract that, your leg rotates. So when those things get tight, it clamps onto your sciatic nerve. You can get a lot of sciatic pains when that piriformis gets tight. So we do have to stretch that and dig a little bit for that one. Okay, I can show you this way. So again, you're going to try to make a 4 with your legs by putting your foot on the knee. Kind of bend it up a little bit, but you're going to lean towards that bent leg. You're just going to move back and forth just an inch or two. Right when you find that really tender, deep muscle right there, just kind of push through a little bit. Nice. I like it. For the last one, for the foam roller, this is, again, a good one for that mid-back, quasi-moto, hunchback. So what you're going to do is you're going to steamroll your whole spine. So you're going to roll all the way up to your shoulders as much as you can. And then roll all the way back down to the base of your tailbone or the tops of your hips. Rotate down. Try to keep your shoulders open. If you find a spot that's tender, kind of go back and forth and roll on that. These are all just really good things to bring your shoulder blades back and flatten out that mid back as much as you can. If you do have any pain associated with some of these things, it's unbearable, just hold back, right? Hold back. You should have a little bit of pain, but not true discomfort, right? So, all right, so that's the foam roller right there. Last one I want to do in closing is a good stretch for the whole spine. What you're going to do is you're going to be on your knees, hands forward, and you're going to sit down onto your feet, okay? The goal is to stretch your feet or your hands forward and sit down on your feet. So you're going to feel it stretch through your whole spine here, okay? Show you a couple different angles. All right, all fours. Sit back on your heels and stretch those whole arms. All right, so again, you can do those a couple times. Last one, what I want to do in closing is just some breathing. So just like what we started, the goal is to calm your heart rate, cool things down. So go ahead and lay on your back. So go ahead and breathe. Hold your belly breathing. So breathe in for 5, breathe out for 5. So in, out. Breathe in, breathe out. And that's your full body stretching routine. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Join in, watch this on repeat, do your own version, skip ones that you do like or what you don't like and do more that you do like. Just get into routine. Your body's going to feel amazing. Thanks, everybody.